Hello, I am Nikita Gini, starting here series of classical mechanics. For that, I am starting from basic part because that basic part is very important to understand each concept of classical mechanics. So here I am starting with force, which is most important quantity to understand other quantities. So what is force? A force is a push or pull upon an object resulting from the object interaction with another object, which is generally denoted as F. Whenever there is an interaction between two objects, there is a force exerts upon each of this object. When the interaction ceases, these two objects no longer experience that force. Actually, forces only exist as a result of an interaction. So now one example is given here. This is the one object and man is another object. So by pushing, by applying force like pushing or by pulling, these two objects exert force upon each other. So actually force plays very important role in our day-to-day lives. The exact relationship between a force acting on a body and the motion of the body is governed by the famous Newton's law of motion. So basically, Newton's gave three law of motion. So now Newton's law of motion. First law states that every body continues to be in a state of rest or of uniform motion along a straight line unless it is acted upon by an external unbalanced force. This means that a body on its own cannot change the state of rest. This inability of body to change by itself its state of motion is called inertia of that body. Inertia of body is measured by the mass of that body. Heavier the body, greater is the force required to change its state, and hence greater is its inertia, and vice versa. To understand this first law, I give here one example of ball. So in first figure, an object at rest will remain at rest. One ball is situated at ground at rest position. So it will remain at rest. Okay. In second figure, one player is come fast and give some force to the ball, some force to the rest ball. So unless acted on by an unbalanced force. In figure 3, after giving some force to the ball will move in air with some constant velocity and direction. So here given an object in motion will continue with constant speed and direction. So this moving ball is then stopped by one net. Okay, and here given unless acted on by an unbalanced force. Okay, it means ball cannot move itself. It will move only when we give some force to the ball. Now move towards second law. Second law states that the rate of change of linear momentum of a body is directly proportional to the external unbalanced force applied on the body and takes place in the direction of force. To understand this law, we see this example. So one man is standing here. He is applying some force to this trolley having some mass m. Okay, so after giving some force to the trolley, so speed of the trolley get increases. Actually, trolley get accelerated. Okay, in another example, we see if we apply small force to the small mass, example ball or stone. Okay, so if we give some small force to small mass, it will give us large acceleration. Whereas if we give some small force to the larger mass, example car here, so it will give us small acceleration. They are opposite condition. Now move towards some derivation. We know that linear momentum of body is just product of mass of that object and velocity of that object. So here P2 is the final momentum and P1 is the initial momentum. So as per the law, the rate of change of linear momentum of a body is directly proportional to the external unbalanced force applied on the body. So rate of change of linear momentum is this. Change in momentum with respect to time is the rate of change of linear momentum. Okay, and as per law, this rate of change of linear momentum is directly proportional to the applied unbalance or external unbalanced force, that is F here. So now we are giving some proportionality constant K here. So equation become F is equal to K P2 minus P1 by T. Generally K is equal to 1 when we choose unit of momentum as kg meter per second and unit of force is Newton. So by applying this condition, K is equal to 1, equation become F is equal to P2 minus P1 by T. K is equal to 1. So as I said earlier, momentum is the product of velocity and mass of the object. So for final momentum, final velocity is v. For initial momentum, velocity is u. So for each value, mv minus mu by t. In second step, m taking common, so in bracket v minus u by t is remaining. So this bracket is actually the change in velocity with respect to the time. This is the rate of change of velocity. So rate of change of velocity is nothing but a acceleration. So equation become m into a. So that is the second law of Newton. F is equal to m into a. We can see by applying some force on a mass, it get accelerated, means F is equal to m into a. Finally, move towards third law of motion, which states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. It means object give response to first action, that is the reaction. So there are more example applicable to this law. Here I am giving example of boat. The one man stands on the boat which is in river. He gives some force on the left side to the river, left side to the water. So boat will move forwards. It means towards right side. Man is giving action so that boat and river will produce reaction on opposite side. Okay, the action is done in this side and reaction is observed in this side. So as per the law, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. I hope you all understand today's concept.